Eddie lives in China and he's married to Jo, who is a local girl, and they do all the things that we do, and they go to the restaurants that we do, and they go to the plays that we do, and we all socialise together, so they're one of us. There is a cultural divide in America between the races. So you tend to find that white people tend to eat certain foods and like certain music and go to certain clubs and socialise together, and the blacks do the same, but it's different music and it's different food and it's different clubs, and they're completely different. I had more in common, certainly in this particular area of America, with the white people. There's that sort of, oh yeah, well, he's black, but he's like one of us. But it's a very old-fashioned and old-dated way of looking at things. But, you know, it's there, and it's just something that you learn to deal with in life. It's just the way it goes. There are certain areas, there's certain institutions where the proportion of people from ethnic minorities do not match up with the proportion of people from ethnic minorities in the population. And there are a lot of sort of inner city areas where there are high levels of ethnic minorities who are living in slightly impoverished conditions, who do face daily discrimination. You know, it is still there. But everyone has got to have the same opportunity, and that doesn't happen. I remember members of my family saying, are you sure you're going to be okay? Because, you know, you're going to have to go out, you're going to have to introduce yourself to very senior people in different companies, you're going to have to meet landowners and developers, and you have to work with them. Are you satisfied that this is going to be okay? And I always took the view, yes, I'm perfectly satisfied, I'll be okay. It hasn't affected me. In fact, quite the opposite. People tend to see me once and remember me because, you know, there are no black people in the industry, or very, very few black people in the industry. You know, I've clearly picked up on vibes at certain stages in my life and in my career where people have looked and thought, well, he's black, we've got to, you know, I'm not used to this. And I can go to a conference with, I don't know, a couple of thousand delegates, and there'll never be a black person there. A few years ago, I was down in Salcombe, which is in Devon, and I saw this lady walking by, and I could see her staring at me, and she's sort of looking at me, and I knew she was looking at me for a reason. You just get that feeling. And then she came up to me and she said, look, I hope you don't mind me coming to talk to you, but I'm a reporter with Radio 4. And she said to me, when you come down to places like this, are you treated any differently? And I said, no. And she said, well, so if you go into a pub or you go into a shop, do people stare at you? I went, no. And I could see she wanted a reaction. And in reality, no. The answer is no. I don't think anyone does stare at me. And in my experience, no one has treated me any differently. I don't expect people to stare at me or stop talking when I go into the pub. You know, this is the 21st century. What you tend to find in the UK, generally speaking, is that when people meet you and they get to know you, they judge you by who you are rather than what you are. That has been my experience. So if I've come across someone who hasn't liked me, generally they haven't liked me because they haven't liked me, not because I've been black. You should feel like the person that you are, and that should be the end of it.